Welcome back, everyone. We are back for another list, aren't we, Lauren?
Yes, we are, sir. And
what list are we doing today? It's a lot different than video games.
Indeed, it might have some video opportunities or video modes, but for the most part, this is a very mechanical category.
And
that
of course, we're
today.
talking about the almighty pinball. Pinballs, man.
You know, I just literally learned yesterday why they call it pinball.
Why do they call it pinball?
And this is like, I'm not shitting you. I actually just learned this yesterday. The very, very early ones were all made out of wood, right? And they didn't have anything. Like, you plunged the ball, it went around, and then it jumped like a bunch of nails that they hammered into the wood. And they would like ping around, and hit these little pins, and then landed a little. And you had to like keep your score by like paper, like pen and paper, because there was no way of. So everybody just stood around and like agreed, yes, I concur. That hit 20 points. So, but it hit these pins, so they were pinballs. That's why they still call it pinball.
I had no idea. That's a good tidbit of info.
And if you have one of those, apparently they're worth a lot of money nowadays.
Really?
Yeah. But we're not going to talk about those shitholes.
No, we're not. We're talking about good ones.
Some have video modes. Some you want to watch all the cool shit happening on the screen.
It's
like
true,
these
and
newer
you totally
ones.
lose. You lose like
I've
your
lost
current
a ball
timing.
watching the fucking screen.
Yeah, it's like, where's my ball? Oh, fuck.
These new ones, like they take you for a ride, man. They're pretty awesome.
They do. They're really cool.
We're so lucky that we have a place called Arcadium really close to us, where they have so many of these pinball machines.
Yes. The options.
Thank you.
Your
Thank
honorable
you for
mention
existing.
is
My honorable mention came out by Midway in 1995, which Midway you might know for Mortal Kombat, maybe? No? Okay.
yeah, I
Never
know him
heard
by
of that
come
game?
on, just a little Mortal Kombat.
So Dwight Sullivan made this game.
Why is he
and-
important?
And also, I'm a pinball nerd, so I kind of went over top on my list here. I've got the designer names, how many units they sold. I'm a nerd like that. So Dwight Sullivan designed this. He was just a pinball guy back in the day. Big guy for Midway. They sold 2,400 of these, 2,416, which
That's
doesn't
not a
sound
lot.
like much. No.
Yeah.
There's so the whole game, like this whodunit, it's based on like film noir essentially, and Tony has this place called Tony's Palace, and it's like a casino essentially. Think like Biff's in Back to the Future 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have that set up, like this big gaudy tower, and that's kind of the way the game is built around. There's 11 floors on it, and right in the middle is like a triple ramp that leads to like this elevator kind of mechanic.
Cool.
If you shoot the right side, the elevator goes up. If you shoot the left side, the elevator goes down. If you shoot the middle, you get off on that floor. So there's 11 different floors with 11 different rewards. There's also a slot machine reward, a roulette award. But the main draw of this game is there's 5 characters, and every round, one of these 5 characters gets offed. Right?
Gets killed.
Yes.
Okay.
Like there's a shower scene where it's like literally like the psycho.
A shower
like,
scene.
right,
Oh, with a knife?
Yeah, like it's all on the video, right? Like,
Cool.
And the voice callouts are fucking amazing. One of them is Ed Boon,
No way.
who went on to make Mortal Kombat.
Noob Sabot.
Yes. So Ed Boon was a voice guy. So he voiced the butler back then, as he was just breaking into
Man,
Midway.
that guy's just a jack of all trades.
Yes, he is. So wild, fun game. If you happen to make it through, you shoot this one
So
like
hold on. You
scoop.
said earlier that you lost what you were doing because you looked at the TV in the game. Is the TV in the game like a bunch of little pixels?
Yeah, it's an old dot matrix style.
Okay. Yeah.
So this is that era. Like the mid '90s, all were dot matrix. Before that was what they call solid state.
Yeah.
Which you had like LED, or LCD,
LCD,
or LED.
yeah.
LED is the usuals, right? Where you
Yeah.
just have the numbers that look like alarm clock, like old school alarm clock numbers. Before that was even further back solid state, and then electromechanical that had the rotating reels for the numbers.
Yeah, where you hear everything.
And all you literally hear is ding,
Click,
ding,
click, click,
ding,
click,
ding, ding, ding,
Chick,
ding,
chick, 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 chick.
ding, ding. Yeah, and then flip for the numbers. Yeah. Pretty cool, pretty fun game. I've never seen what they call the wizard mode in it. That's way too hard. You have to capture all 5 people.
Okay.
to do it. Like you have to do all 5 cases, and that's
Yeah.
pretty hard to do.
There's a lot of pinball machines that are like that, where it's like you
Yeah.
shoot at the light up ramps and
And I'm not like I love pinball, but I'm not a wizard mode guy. Like that's pretty hardcore.
well, that sounds like a fun one.
That's my number honorable mention. What's
Do you
your
have any
honorable?
other honorable mentions?
I do not.
Okay, well, in that case, I just have one.
Okay.
Also,
Why were you gonna have 2?
No,
Okay.
no,
Because by all means.
no. So mine is made by Williams, and came out in '92, and it's Fishtails.
I love that game.
Yeah, I love
That
the
is
reel in
at
the middle.
Arcadium.
Yeah, they do have it there.
That
That's where.
is.
Yeah, I used to play this at a summer camp out east every summer,
Yeah.
and then I haven't seen that game since. So I haven't played this game in over 2 decades.
Yeah.
And then, bam! I went to Arcadium, and it's right there. It's like, no way! I
Yeah.
haven't played this in. Anyway, it's really cool. Like, there's these there's this big reel in the middle, and if you lock your ball in there, it cranks up like a fishing reel, and you keep trying to pop balls in there until you can get a multiplier.
Yep.
And the board's really cool. It's really green.
The figure 8 ramps right
Yep,
in the middle.
that's
You
right,
can-
figure
You
8
can
cross.
flow them constantly, like
Yeah.
Taxi. You can just constantly shoot them over and over and over and
It's
get
just-
up to 20 million.
And the sound's very old, but it works. It works for this game.
It's that era that everything was good, man. That
Yeah.
mid 90s. It has on the far left, like if you catch a fish and then you can shoot that far left, like
We'll
whatever
see how
they
much
call
it weighs and
like
stuff.
yeah, and stretch the truth and
Yeah.
like make it bigger. Yeah,
Yeah. Are you cheating?
I love that game. That's super fun. That's a great one.
Yeah. Fishtails.
Oh, good choice, man.
Thanks.
That's your honorable mention.
That's my honorable mention.
What is your number 5?
My number 5 is made by Stern, 2013, their first Star Trek re-release. This one is good because you get the screen in it. You get to do the missions from the movie. You get
wondering-
to sometimes like when your ship gets hit, it'll rock back and forth and it'll do the alarm, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And you can have a force field in front of it and you try to fucking knock the force field down. It's just like really cool.
Okay. I might be thinking the other one.
It's like Star Trek, the first redo of movies.
Yeah.
I forget what the first one's called. Really fun. Stern knows how to do their shit, man.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
They do.
And this game is already over a decade old, and to me, it doesn't feel that old. It still feels really new and fresh. But the board's really pretty. There's lots of lights everywhere. You get to do missions like space jump and try to space jump to the.
This is the one I know. Yep.
Yeah, like the space jump is one of the first ones to do, or you try to like avoid the colony of people trying to murder you, and you try to run away from that shit. Like, it's like when you play this, you totally know what scene from the movie mission you're doing.
Yeah, like the stupid guy wire thing, or you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's one of the missions. Yeah, okay.
The
no, I know.
repelling whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the game.
Really cool board.
Absolutely
really
know
pretty
this one,
looking
yeah.
board. And it's a decade old, and it's still, to me, it feels
Yeah,
like a new
okay, and
fresh
then there's
game.
the 6 main missions, and then you can do the captain's chair.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes.
This is the one. Yeah, I know.
really
it.
fun.
Yeah. Wicked fun.
Yeah,
Super fun.
That's my number 5.
A lot of these games for us poor people that can't afford, because a lot of people own these pinball tables in their homes, and I'm just gonna let you in right now. These newer Sterns are gonna run you 10 grand or more.
10 grand.
10 grand or more.
It's not cheap.
There's one on my
There's one on my list that's worth $26,000.
I think I know which one. We'll see. However, I do know a couple guys that own some of these, and I can't imagine owning one of these in my house.
I would be playing it the whole time.
I really would.
Yeah.
I really would.
Like, I
that,
think
the
my-
Gold Edition Adams Family is
Oh,
the
that
one
was
I'm
good. Yeah.
like. That's the one that he paid $25,000 US for that machine,
Shoot.
used.
Wow.
Anyway, let's get on to
What is your number 5?
my number 5. Is it's a newer Stern.
Newer Stern. Okay.
I believe this might be the first Stern with a full size, like 12-inch or whatever, or 11-inch LCD screen.
LCD screen. Okay.
With
so
like
I bet
full blown video and everything, right?
Yeah.
Full integrated score into the screen, and That would be Batman 66.
Oh, I love this. That's the one with the arm that comes in the middle with the magnet on it and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like the crane that moves around.
Zip, pow, bang.
Yeah.
Pow.
The penguin, essentially, the penguin crane or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see like the Riddler. And,
Yeah. So the Riddler,
the
you can
penguin
constantly shoot on the left and right
Yeah.
orbits, and you can build that up and then do the Riddler.
And they show pow, zip, pang, boom
Yeah.
in this all the time.
You have like the Pharaoh, and it's constantly like.
Oh, that guy was the worst of enemies, eh?
Always in the background.
Yeah.
Right. But before you plunge the ball, if you hit start and you just leave it, and the ball's in the plunger waiting, it's like the fucking calmest, happiest music. And like there's just people from 1966 walking around Gotham City, like it's all peaceful and grassy and beautiful. And once you plunge the ball, then it's like and it's like it's
classic.
so fucking cool, man. So this was made by Joe Comical and George Gomez. So George Gomez is kind of synonymous with excellence at Stern. He made a lot of the machines that we love.
Okay.
New Sterns usually have like a Pro, Premium, and LE, so they make 3 different versions of the same game that have extra shit on the table.
And it'll have more textures, or it'll have better lighting, or more lighting.
Yeah, better lighting. It might have bigger units. There's 6 different multi-ball modes on this game. Like, this game keeps going forever. And the ramps are like it's super smooth. It's a good flow to the game. It's a tough but fair pinball machine. So that's my number 5.
It's a good number 5.
My number 4 is close to one of my favorite all-time pinball machines.
Okay.
Okay, now it was made by Williams in 1997.
Williams is gonna pop up a lot.
Williams is gonna pop. Like they dominated the 90s.
Yeah.
That dot matrix era. This is a dot matrix. It was designed by Brian Eddy, coded by Lyman Sheets Jr.
Why is that important?
Brian Eddy also made a game called Attack from Mars.
Oh, really? That's a good pinball
everyone knows.
Yeah.
That is literally this game redesigned.
Okay.
Like, focuses on the center, has a couple ramps on each side, has 2 orbits. It's almost the exact same game, just with a different rule set.
Yeah.
Attack from Mars, very excellent. Usually find it in almost every fucking tournament on the planet.
Is it a inexpensive pinball cabinet? Can you buy this like?
Oh God, no.
No, it's still pretty expensive cabinet like the rest of them.
They did have. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Originals sell usually above $10,000.
What the hell?
They're collectible.
Holy crap!
4,016 units were made.
That is low.
It's
How do we even have some of that up here in Canada?
It's high for pinball.
Weird.
It is high for pinball.
Because I imagine that was made in the States, and most of them were put in the States.
They were all made in the States.
Yeah.
So, Brian Eddy, big name. Lyman Sheets Jr., the reason I bring his name up, besides his coding being excellent, he recently passed away. So, the whole pinball world mourned that loss for sure. He's a legend in the pinball world, so rest in peace. And hopefully we just remember him by continuing to play these fucking incredible games.
By going, Yahoo! Ping, 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 ping. Whee!
So, Medieval Madness, it's pretty legendary for a bunch of reasons. Those were 2 of the reasons. It's interchangeable with Attack from Mars. Honestly, you could take AFM. Anytime you hear AFM in a pinball tournament, they're talking about Attack from Mars. I just prefer the humor in this game.
Okay.
The callouts are better. So the whole point of the game is you want to siege and attack castles. The castle is right up the middle of the playfield, and you have to knock down the drawbridge and then attack the castle with however many predetermined hits. It's 1 hit for the first guy, and there's 5 guys. 1 is like, it literally sounds like the guy from Monty Python. Like, your mother smells of elderberries, you know, like that. Yeah. He's literally him. There's the second guy is like super drunk. The third guy, and you get these in any random order. The third guy is like super pompous British asshole. The fourth guy is like an Italian mobster. And then
that's all over the place.
Yeah, and then the 5th guy, it's escaping me right now. I can't remember. There's 5 guys, and then of course the 6th is the King of Pain. And the whole game is the reign of pain. You're trying to end the reign of pain. So You take down these 5 lords and then the king, King Pain. And once you take him down, then you can battle for the realm. I've been to battle for the realm twice and fucking lost both times. So I've been like literally 2 hits on the castle away from ending the battle for the realm. But there's also on the right ramp you can save damsels from dragons. On the left ramp it's peasant revolts. Like, they took our food. They took our... And some of the call-outs are hilarious, man. Like, they took our trolls. Like, like trolls are terrible things, but they just have to have a reason to bitch and complain, right? So that the peasants are actually, like, common-day constituents in a... you know, and bitching about the politics. It's hilarious, the call-outs. The far left is catapult. And that's like you launch cows and bowling balls and shit at the castle. And then the far right is the joust, like the joust orbits.
Okay, yeah.
All of these, by the way, build up. If you finish all of these modes and then shoot Merlin's magic, you can have something called Royal Madness, where like it's all of the modes all at the same time, and it's just chaos, man. Like, the rule set on this is fucking awesome. The voice actors for the damsels, one of them was Tina fucking Fey.
No way.
Yeah, like, dude, the history behind this thing, like the rabbit hole going down how this game was developed, it's one of the greatest fucking pinball machines ever made, man. Like, sounds like it should have been #1, but medieval madness, sir. So
that's awesome. It sounds like an awesome game, and I've never played it or seen it.
Oh. So anyway, yeah, that's my long-winded number 4. So what's your number 4?
My number 4 is a pretty newish one. It was released again by Stern, 2017. I'm talking about Star Wars.
Beautiful game in Arcadium currently.
And it's awesome. It's like you have the Millennium Falcon there, you have the Death Star, you have your screen on the right-hand side that asks you what missions you want to do.
Yeah,
and
the little mini LCD that's in the playfield. Yeah.
And this game is fast.
Yes.
It is so fast.
Punishingly
the ramps
fast.
in this one, it's like after you launch that ball up the ramp, when it's coming back, man, be fucking ready.
At times you're holding on for dear fucking life. Like if you're a trap style player, and you know what I mean by trap style, like you constantly try to slow down the action and like take your time and aim. Good fucking luck on this one, man.
Like, it's just the design's cool. You got the Falcon there next to one of the ramps. You have the Death Star that every time you hit it, it shakes. I love when they put that in pinball machines. Like, every single time you hit something and it damages something on the board and it shakes and lights up, I fucking love that shit.
Yeah. No, I love mechanical.
Yeah.
But also, like that, like after Batman, that game felt like it blew my mind. How different from you would always expect it. Okay, well it's just more of the same. You know what I mean? Like Addams Family to Twilight Zone, Medieval Madness to Attack from Mars. It's just more of the same kind of thing, similar, wildly different. Batman to Star Wars, it was like, holy shit, it's a totally different game.
And this one also will have, like, every single different mission you do will have a different ramp lit up, and you want to focus your firepower of pinballs in that area.
And I love multicolors, so you have, like, the arrows. Usually it's in, like, older pinball, you have to shoot for the ramp for something. The one yellow light shows up. But in this one, it's like the red lights, the green lights, the blue lights, like there's multicolor for every single ramp.
Yeah.
And it'll differentiate between the red and the blue, and this is wicked, man.
Yeah, and I cannot say this enough. It is a fast pinball machine. Like that's one thing I take back from this game is just how quick it is.
Yes. And that's for anyone that's never been to Arcadium, anything on the main floor is set up friendly, official.
Yeah.
Like how it came from the factory. If you go upstairs, they set them up for tournament mode, and they're fucking ruthless. There's a couple machines up there that have earned my most crude, disgusting language out of my mouth.
But Star Wars, even the board looks good. It has a bunch of cool old school characters from the original 3 movies, and Just a really fun pinball game.
The lighting is perfect on that.
Yeah,
game.
the lighting's really good, and I love pinball machines that have the LCD screen inside the board.
Yeah,
I think that is awesome.
it's a cool feature, man.
Yeah.
Well, sir, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Run to the
Yeah.
Hills.
Yeah.
Also made
Flight
by
of
Stern.
Icarus.
Yeah.
What a cool mode.
Yeah, fucking Iron Maiden by Stern 2018. I fucking talk about like fast. That ramp at the end when you like smoke this ball. I keep thinking that ball's gonna come through the backside of the fucking machine,
Yeah.
man.
Oh no, you have to smash it to get it up there.
Yeah, it's like that Eye of Icarus or whatever.
It's kind of the same. Like on the left side of the Munsters, it has a ramp like that where you're like, I can't get it up that ramp. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And it barely makes it if you shoot it right.
I'm like afraid every time that I just smoke that pinball that's gonna like come up and through the glass or through the backboard, man. It's how hard you have to hit this thing.
It's a rough game, man, but it's fair. It's super fair.
And I love that you can pick every single different song you pick will light up a different section of the board, which I love. I love. There's a couple of pinball games that do this.
Yep.
And it's just also the music element to it.
It changes
is awesome.
the skill shot. It changes everything based on the song you choose. Yeah.
Very cool game.
I know a guy that owns this piece of shit.
Son of a bitch!
It's his only new. So this guy owns like 20 tables. This is the only new one that he owns.
Okay.
And he had his choice. He could have taken a lot of things. Star Wars. He could have taken Batman. Maiden was his number one, his go-to, and a lot of tournament guys love this table.
It's not. Okay, I was gonna say it's fast, but it isn't. What it is cumbersome. There's a lot of things on this board.
It's learning new Sterns is tough.
Yeah,
it's very, very tough.
The left side of this board is just like full of shit to get past.
Yeah, and it's I think this game is fair.
Yeah,
you know the like Star Wars, man. There's times when that game is not fair.
No, it's like what the fuck already?
Yeah, or you'll have, like the somebody will go up and they'll have like a 15-minute ball, but then you jump up there and you plunge.
2 minutes later,
you have the exact same first shot, and you miss your ball save by like 0.2 seconds, and you're like, what the fuck?
It comes around
and it's
fast.
Like a 10,000 bonus, and you're done.
Yeah.
Nah. No. But Iron Maiden, much more fair. Still a tough game, very fast.
Yeah.
But fair.
Lots of this one is heavily based on the LCD screen. Like every single time at some point your ball will get locked and shit will play on the back of the screen and it'll be like you need to kill 50 creatures, and the 50 creatures you might have to kill would have to be like these bumpers off the side of the board, right? So it's pretty cool. Does it get repetitive? Yes, this game gets repetitive fairly quickly, but it's still a good pinball fun time.
Yeah. No, it's I would love to own one.
Yeah.
I would love to own one, but
the music alone would keep you coming back.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be hard pressed between this and Rush, but
the Rush one's fun.
Yes. It's don't play it at Arcadium, you're not going to fucking love it.
Tournament mode.
It's tournament mode. It's set up to hate you.
How about you, man? What is your number 3?
My number 3, I could literally interchange with number 1 on my list, but because it doesn't have a single ramp,
it has
on the playfield.
Really?
It stays at number 3. Don't get me wrong. I've played a lot of games that don't have a ramp that I love. Globetrotters. Love that game. Detest the fuck out of the double flippers on the one side, but so on the left side instead of it having
what game is this?
My number 3 game is Total Nuclear Annihilation.
Okay, so I played this at Arcadium and I just didn't understand why people like this one.
Okay, that's fair.
So please enlighten me, because when I look at this thing, there's like the 3 tombstones on the right that you have to knock off out of the way. There's the one loop that goes around, and then it looks like there's a small ramp in the middle that you have to go past with 2 extra flippers at the top.
Yeah. So
right?
Well, there's one extra flipper.
Yeah, one extra flipper.
So here's the breakdown of the field, okay? And you described it accurately. There is no
I
ramp.
will say this though, because it sounds like I'm being mean. The lighting is really cool.
The lighting is wicked, and the music is fucking.
It sounds original,
out.
hey?
It is all original.
Yeah,
So
100% original.
this game is almost entirely designed by Scott Denisi by himself.
Okay.
The music, him, and you could actually buy the soundtrack.
Okay, because I thought it was pretty addictive to listen to.
It is wild. It has this like thumping.
I'll
I don't
cue
know
it
how
in.
I want to describe it, but it's like electro synth,
Yeah.
almost.
Drum and bass, electro.
But it gets to drum and bass when you get into like multi-ball mode. So the music ramps up with you with the action on the board, and it's flawless. Like how well this music fits what you're doing on the table.
Yeah.
The whole point of this game. So first off, Scott Denisi did damn near everything on this game. He designed it, he coded it. He had a little bit of help, but all the music is him. The entire table, like playfield design, was him. All the mechanical was him. All of it. He had 550 original machines. That's it. 250 collector's editions were re-released in 2022. So all in, you have 800 of these in existence.
That's it, eh?
They are going for 15 grand plus.
Wow.
Used. Now. Okay. It's a re-imaging of a typical classic design. So, like I said, like Globetrotters or Ali. Ali's a classic one just like that. Paragon is an absolute piece of shit version that I can't stand that people seem to love. But that main Quicksilver is another one where there's no ramp whatsoever. It's like orbits, spinners, that's it. Drop down targets, stand up targets, and this one has one extra thing called a scoop. So like a drop in scoop that'll shoot it back out after it gives you an award. So very sparse but very fast paced. It is difficult, and it's driven by that sound system, right? So the main goal is pretty simple. There's 9 reactors, and you're essentially a terrorist. So your goal is to break in to the reactor, and then that middle playfield that you were talking about with that single flipper, that is the core of the reactor. So in the middle you have that 3 bank of targets, and then you have all those lights. The further in you get, the more you have to hit these lights, and you have to hit them like multiple times to get red, green, blue. And that will get you in the scoop that'll shoot you into the core, and then you have to hit all the targets in the core, and then come out and hit like that one pop bumper on the right, and then a couple more targets. And
Easier said than done.
Very easier said than done, and that destroys the reactor. 1 down, 8 to go. Okay, it's way easier said than done. There's on the kind of to the far, like not far right, not the orbital, but next to it is a slot, and it has at the very top has like a saucer. If you shoot it in that saucer, a pop up instead of a drop down, it's a drop up target, jumps up and traps the ball, and then you shoot that drop up target, and it shoots one lower and it traps that ball. And if you hit the third one, all the balls release at once in like a very organic multi-ball release, and now you have multi-ball, and you can really fuck up reactors in 3-ball multi-ball. The real problem with this game is it's up to 4 players. If 2 balls are trapped by me and then I drain and Tom comes in, he can steal my multi-ball.
Really?
And that's fucking cool. Like, that makes it wild. The absolute coolest thing I've seen with this game is if you put it in 4-player, you can also set it 2 people versus 2 people.
What?
And you can have 2v2, or you can have co-op, where all 4 of you are trying to accomplish the same thing. And last year, it was 2 years ago at Yegpin, when they had TNA set up there,
Yeah.
I watched 2 people do it. So the one thing that this game has that I don't think I've ever seen that I can remember on another pinball machine, it has an ending. So once you defeat all 9 reactors, that's it, man. The game's over.
That's pretty cool.
It literally says game over, congratulations. And you don't get to keep going. There's no victory laps. There's no padding the score up beyond that. It's however much you scored going into that, that's it. That's your score.
That seems a little more intensive than I thought the first time I just saw it.
It's definitely acquired, but once you acquire the taste, you can't fucking forget it, man. Like, this game is, oh, I would kill for one. My number 2 is the only reason I picked this over Adam's Family is I think it's a better game. There's more variety on the table. So Bally, who they were like, there was Williams, there was Midway, and there was Bally. There was Data East. There was quite a few players in the mid 90s. So this is a dot matrix made by Pat Lawler, Larry DeMar, and Ted Estes. 15,000 units were made. Wow. So this is one of the much more popular tables. This game is called The Twilight Zone.
Oh, that one's fun.
On release day, this game had more patents pending than any other pinball machine in history before that and since.
That's awesome.
And since.
Yeah.
So, what are some of the things on this table that make it wild? A fully functioning gumball machine that works. The pinball goes in, and the dial in the front turns, the spiral moves up, and the next ball comes. It has a power field, upper play field. You remember that one? On the far left side, it was like the power field.
Yeah.
And you
can tilt it.
You would use your flippers, but there were no flippers in the power field. It was just magnets.
Yeah.
And it would shoot it against the bouncers on the bottom and try to get it in that top hole in the little triangle, which is way easier said than done. Fuck, is that hard. There's the clock in the top right is actually analog, and if you're not playing a game, it tells the correct time.
That's pretty cool.
And as soon as you hit start, it like rotates and sets to like 9 p.m. or whatever. But while you're playing modes, it acts as an analog like stopwatch. So it shows you how much time you have left in your mode. So if you're ever curious and it doesn't show it on the screen, like it doesn't have a countdown of 10 seconds, look on the clock. It tells you how long you have. A fucking wild feature. The power ball. So it's a ceramic ball that's lighter and therefore moves way faster on the playfield. And it's also not affected by the magnets that are underneath the playfield.
That must be pretty hard to do, to change that up on the board on the fly.
Oh, yeah. Well, so it's in the gumball machine.
Yeah.
And the gumball machine has a sensor that knows when it's going to be released. Also, at the end of every game, it shoots every ball under the playfield so it can sort. So that it knows where to put the ceramic ball in the gumball machine so that it knows it's the third one every time. But that's why this thing had more patents than any pinball machine ever before that. The wizard mode is wild. It's a 6-ball multi-ball. Has 45 seconds. It's a free-for-all. And it's called Lost in the Zone. And whatever you can score in that 45 seconds is a separate high score on the high score list. So you're the Lost in the Zone champion.
Okay.
So A, it's absolute bragging rights that you got to Lost in the Zone.
Yeah.
And B, it also gives you double bragging rights because you scored the most during it. So it's pretty cool. Honestly, everything about this thing, it's a legendary game. The callouts, the modes, the camera award, the townsfolk, I just love the layout, and I play it every time I see it in the wild. I play it even if it's a piece of shit table.
Yeah, I like that one. I think it's a really fun game. I find it difficult, but it's fun.
It is difficult, but especially the power ball. Fuck, that ceramic ball moves. It moves fast, man.
Yeah.
Like, you don't take your eye off it. Plus, if it's a dark bar, you can't see the fucking ball because it doesn't reflect anything, right? So, what a number 2. What's your number 2, sir?
Number 2 is one that I just recently played at Yegpin, Alien 35th Anniversary Edition. And there's a couple reasons why I like this game. And first off, there's only 500 of these cabinets made.
Yep.
Worldwide. And let me just try to break down the board, because the board is one of the greatest looking boards I've ever seen, okay? The lighting to this board is absolutely phenomenal. You don't have many ramps, but that's okay. Don't let that deter you from this pinball experience. You have like a long shaft. That sounds bad. You have a long like rectangular security shaft that will come all the way down and drop your ball to right in front of your left-hand side flipper if you go too far up. You have 2 ramps on the left-hand side, but the really cool fucking thing that this is a new for me that I've never seen for anything is that right in the middle of the board, where you're gonna smack your balls right past, is a LCD screen, and it's a like sensor of aliens and how far they are. So there's this LCD screen while you're playing this in the middle of your flippers, letting you know how close these aliens are to getting to you whenever you have to shoot some, because you need to get rid of them while they're on your radar, right? Your sensor monitor. And really cool thing is that every single time you're doing one of these missions and the queen is there, or you're against some type of enemy, the 2 beacon lights on the top of the fucking pinball machine start going off. So these 2 orange construction lights start going off and this alarm blares out, right? And it gives you the sense that you're doing this for real. And it was just so surreal to play this game. When you go against the queen, there's a magnet section in the middle of the board, and her head will pop out of her body and like get your ball and suck it back, like, and that was really cool to see. Cause
big screen, like 19-inch screen on this thing too.
Oh yeah,
huge,
big LCD screen.
Big screen, like Jersey Jack size. So
yeah,
where Stern kind of pioneered the like 11-inch screen or whatever, these guys took it over the top. It's huge. There's a subwoofer, or there's a sub in it.
Yeah, there is. This is made by Pinball Bros. It came out in 2021. It's the newest pinball machine I've ever played, and I never thought you could reinvent the wheel as far as pinball goes, but this one felt like they just knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah,
just an amazing experience.
And I like that there's it's not just Stern. Bringing it like there's Stern,
yeah, it's
there's
not
Jersey
just Stern.
Jack,
there's some other companies out there.
The guys that made Oktoberfest, there's some good Rick and Morty. That was
I haven't played that one yet.
Well, same guys as Total Nuclear, and like not the same designer, but Spooky Pinball is, and Rick and Morty's fun. But yeah, there's so many new guys out there.
But this cabinet's cool. There's 3 different I believe there's 3 different models you can get. You can get the limited,
there's a standard and a limited.
Standard, limited, and then you can get the 35th anniversary.
Oh yeah.
And the 35th anniversary is the one that I mentioned earlier, where there's 500 of, with the heart sensor in the middle, and just a really cool machine. And I really hope that Arcadium can get this machine, because like I saw it go for sale at Yegpin, and it was over $20,000. It was super expensive.
As far as I can remember, it is currently not on the floor.
Yeah, and it's too bad. This one is one that if ever you walk by the Alien, whatever version it is, if ever you walk by this game, give it a shot. You're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say your quarter is well worth it, but I guess it's gonna be a loony or toonie for this one.
Unless you happen to go to a place like Arcadium, where it's just
in a barn?
It's a flat rate at the door, and then you do not play, or you do not pay to play while you're in there. Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like during the week, it's $15.
Yeah. Why not?
I don't work for them, by the way. They're just outstanding, man.
Yeah.
All those guys, Derek, Jill, and then of course Matthew, like Matthew Russell. They're just awesome dudes. And like honestly, some of the best pinball players in like Western Canada show up there.
Yeah.
So it's really fun to watch them, man.
Do you want to know my number 1?
I want to know your number 1.
So this one was actually a toss-up, because I thought Alien Limited 35th anniversary would take the cake, but it's because still every time I see this pinball machine made by Stern, 2015, I play it, and it's another let's call it song pinball game, and I'm talking about Kiss.
Oh,
with Gene Simmons' head with the tongue there in the middle.
This is a remake, by the way.
Yeah, from the 90s.
Early, like late 80s or early 90s.
Yeah,
it's a remake.
And
the OG,
great.
The OG is on the floor at Arcadium right now.
Oh, I'll have to go there.
Yes,
I love that one.
Dude,
like it's same thing as like Iron Maiden, where you pick your song, it lights up different areas of the board.
Rocked.
They're just good at doing
that,
these.
Like, Kiss.
Yeah.
The
Rush?
the Metallica.
Metallica one's great.
The AC/DC.
I'm not a big fan, but the board is awesome.
Dude, once you learn the modes,
Yeah.
it grew on me, man. I like AC/DC now.
Yeah.
But Metallica is fucking rad.
That one is rad. But yeah, Iron Maiden too. But yeah, like
No, but
Kiss.
yeah, Kiss.
Kiss. Just the board is perfect. Like the ramps are exactly where they should be.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome. It's also my most. It's also the most fun I have for multi-balls. Like the multi-ball on the Kiss Stern pinball machine is really fucking cool because it just flows really well. And is it an easy board? Yeah, it's an easier board, but it's,
but you still got to keep it alive,
Yeah.
man. You can still drain down the outside, still drain down the middle.
it can be
the shots
unforgiving.
make more sense. There's more flow to the game, right?
There is, like, the ramps on this board are really fun. Like
Yeah.
you'll watch your pinballs like fucking roll all over the place. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Man.
How about you? What is after all this list? I'm looking through the list we have here.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the fuck can you have as number one?
right?
Like,
I mean, and think of all the ones that it could have been, like Creature from the Black Lagoon.
oh, that one's really
could have
fun.
been that by far, right?
Indiana Jones,
All the new shit from Stern,
T2.
man. Like the Bond, James Bond
Yeah.
is phenomenal. It's so good. Venom, not so much. I didn't like
Even
Venom.
the Mandalorian
The
pinballs.
Mandalorian is super good.
Yeah.
TMNT, it's
really good.
Some people don't
Jurassic
love it.
Park.
Jurassic Park is outstanding. Godzilla might be the best fucking
That
Stern
one's
machine
really good.
ever made,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna pick a favorite instead.
Okay.
It's also by Stern.
Okay.
And by the way,
Lots of Stern.
Godzilla is the I feel like it's the objective best fucking pinball machine. The music is killer. That heavy over the top Japanese. And of course, like literally Godzilla, the song is in it. Like when you drain on ball 3, it just plays that song.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
Oh, by
good.
who's that? Blue Oyster
Blue
Cult.
Oyster Cult, yeah.
Yeah.
And everything about that game is so good. And
But
yet,
it's not your
it's
number
not my
one.
number one because my number one is Ghostbusters Premium from 2016. So this is actually the last game that Stern made that had like the dot matrix, but
Okay.
they put ample effort into it. Like, they put it's almost like 3D animations on the dot matrix. It's pretty cool.
Dude.
So it's designed
The
by
board's
John
awesome.
Trudeau. Main concept of this game is, and I feel like this is the game that has nailed this like design philosophy the best. Super easy to learn, impossible to master. And it is. It's so easy to learn how to play this game. The shots are pretty straightforward. There's no with like Black Knight, like the new Stern Black Knight, it's very punishing for trying to find some of those shots. Like they are tighter than fuck. Star Wars,
Yeah.
very tight game.
Very tight.
This one's much more forgiving. And then the rule set, pretty straightforward to learn. Like it's PK frenzy, it just makes sense. The slime shots, like when slime is out,
Yeah.
all
That's
the
awesome.
green shots, it's really easy. It's there's a holographic, like literally a hologram in the playfield, and that ghost can fuck with you. And there's magnets, of course. I don't know. I don't love magnets under the playfield, but for this game, I'll make an exception because they're unique in the way that they're employed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like tourney pros. Like I'm not gonna say tourney pros hate this game. They all love it too. Like Ghostbusters is considered one of the greatest pinballs ever. But for like an average player like me, I could play it all day.
It's a fun game.
I will say if I could only buy one pinball machine, or if I was gifted a pinball machine, because fuck, I can't afford these. This is the one. This is the one I
Really,
want.
this would be the one.
Over all the other ones, this is the one I want because I think it has the most replayability. So, simple ramps, very simple ramps on this thing. However, they
are.
mix in magnetic diverters so that one ramp can turn into two different
Yeah, it
exit ways
changes
off.
the playing field a bit.
Yeah. So, and based on the mode, you might divert right or divert left. Just a great idea. The audio is right from the original movie. Like right from the movie. Like, who brought the dog? Like, it's literally Rick Moranis' voice.
Yeah.
I fucking love this game. There's the hologram ghost target. Just a really cool idea. There's like crazy stacked bonuses, and this is where the game gets super fun. It's not always about how much you can score, it's about how much you can score in the bonus. And this game fucking explodes. I've had a game where I scored on one ball, I scored like 82 million, but I scored like 480 million on the bonus.
Holy shit.
And it was just like watching it fucking build up and watching everybody be like, fuck you, hit the flippers. Like, no, I'm watching this play out.
Yeah.
Piss off. It's the only game I would actually want to own outright in my home. I think everyone would love it, but
I know I'd love it.
There's so many pinball machines, like just like you were saying with PS1. I would revisit this. I could do another top 5.
I could think of
do another
top
top 5 tomorrow on this.
Yeah.
Like, pinball is way underappreciated.
It is.
I fucking love it.
We got to keep
Love
this
it.
alive.
But yeah, I mean, that's my number 1, but boy, I could talk all day, so I better stop now.
Well, thanks everybody, and welcome, Batman.
Hi, Batman.
Is there some that we haven't named that you loved growing up? Let us know.
I know there is. There's just so many that I could even name, but I won't for now. So for now, talk to you later.
See you, everyone.